rampant in this country, with about 40 million people, or 18% of the population, experiencing mental illness from anxiety to depression, which, with such a large amount of people experiencing something very similar, I thought, why not create a health-based application called Crew? And Crew basically allows for individuals to create their own crew or their own social support group via virtual community. And I know there's been some controversy as to whether or not virtual communities allow individuals to really gain social support due to CMC. However, after doing research, I have learned that that is not the case, and that a health-based mental health application can in fact be beneficial to an individual. So the first thing that I want to touch on is what makes Crew stand out? What are some of the differences between Crew and other mental health apps out there already? And one of the things that was touched on in a couple journal articles that I read were the fact that there isn't a lot of space in applications for users of that application to be able to give their own feedback. So in Crew, I really wanted to make sure that there was a space for that. So in my settings in Crew, that is where users can go and they can either there's a rating system, so out of 5 stars, they'll be able to rate how they like Crew. Based on the functionality of it, based on the resources, and then the overall application as a whole. That's also an area where they can provide actual feedback with words. So they can either call in and say how they would like the app to improve, or there's text space for that as well. Another problem with a lot of mental health based applications right now is that there's a lot of tough medical terminology that the everyday user probably wouldn't know off the top of their head. And so that users won't have to go to outside sources, I decided to create just a medical terminology list with those definitions also in my settings, in order to just improve the whole quality of the app and the user friendliness as well. Another thing that is really important in health-based applications is the design and the function. Many health-based applications that are out there today just they're very cluttered, the colors are very bright in your face. I wanted to make sure that it was just a very serene, calm environment where users felt as though they could navigate easily through the site, just very objective and forward, and so that they wouldn't get confused and that their experience using Crew was enjoyable. With that being said, I want to talk a little bit about each different category. And the categories are laid out into like visual categories. So the first one that I have is called My Crew. And My Crew is the space in the app where individuals can communicate in chat rooms and interact with others that they have picked to be in their own virtual community. So the personalization of the Crew itself, I think, is pretty important in that it also establishes trust, which seems to be missing in other health-based applications. The second one is called My Coping Tools, and this is the space in the application where individuals can go to get their personalized tracking journal and also various coping mechanism applications and tools. The third is My Professional Resources, and this is the space in the app where individuals can go and connect with their healthcare provider. And communication with that healthcare provider can be via email, video chat, or by phone. The part of the app that I think is pretty unique and cool is the My Code Red Crew, which is the part in the app that allows for an individual to click this category if they're feeling nervous or they just feel like they need someone's attention immediately. So when an individual clicks My Code Red Crew, everyone will be alerted in your personalized crew as well as your healthcare provider. And then my settings is the fifth and final one, and I kind of explained that earlier. That's the area where one can help to overall improve the application and give their own feedback so that we can continue to improve crew.